Ladies and gentlemen, hey, hi, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. Today, we got the Season 5 update live in Warzone, MW2, and DMZ. And of course, that means we've got a bunch of patch notes to break down. So we are here on the official Wednesday, August 2nd, Season 5 update patch notes page. As we go in and break everything down here today with all the weapon updates, movement changes, everything like that. Quick reminder, if you guys are new here, every single day, I got you covered with all things going on in COD. So if you want to guarantee you're always up to date, be sure to hit that subscribe button. Around 50% of viewers watching are not already subscribed. So if that's you, would love to have you. And if you enjoy the video, let me know by dropping a like on it as well. Would be seriously appreciated. But getting into the patch notes here, initially, stability. This update contains several fixes to reduce the number of known crashes. We continue to prioritize increased stability and crash fixes across all platforms. I wish they were more specific here with this stuff, but it's still nice to see. Yes, we do have some actual stability updates here that hopefully will help out with general server lag and consistency and whatnot there, alongside obviously crashes as well. We got a brand new battle pass. We broke down the main components of this in a video yesterday, so if you haven't caught that yet, feel free to go ahead and check that out. There's some interesting stuff in it for sure, but of course, and as always, speak with your wallet in terms of how you are enjoying the game. We do have a new event, the faction versus faction event, basically Task Force 141 versus Shadow Company. You can pick and choose which side you want to be on, and it looks like each side has different weapon camos, so that's kind of interesting. Various different challenges for certain rewards here as well. 50 operator kills, long shots, ADS operator kills, so on and so forth. We also have the 50 years of hip hop celebration going on with various free war tracks that are available as daily login rewards now as well. And of course, we've got our licensed operators for this season. Snoop Dogg is returning yet again. He's time traveled forward from Vanguard. We also have Nicki Minaj, and then 21 Savage is going to be coming in season. Movement updates here. Slide. Decreased slide time and increased slide velocity, so the player covers the same distance in a shorter amount of time. That's promising. Allowed the player to fire slightly sooner after initiating a slide. Also promising. I'm curious to see how much of an impact this is going to have in game. Jumping. Small increase to the lateral velocity boost while jumping. Small reduction to the landing slowdown. So they are actually increasing movement here a bit. That's definitely exciting for sure. We of course have new weapons with the FR Advancer, aka the FFAR, and then also the Carrick 300, which is the WA. We're going to be breaking down these in videos later today, so stay tuned for those. Again, make sure you're subscribed with those noties turned on. We also have a new customizable throwing knife option. You can now select that in the menu there. For weapon balancing, LMGs, the wrap, they increase the semi-auto damage. That's a strange one. They reduce the semi-auto rate of fire, though. That's not really a super relevant change there. The following weapon changes are applicable to Warzone only. While we are generally pleased with the state of weapon balancing in Warzone, our work is never done. Internal data has shown that the Cronin Squall is still performing better than we would like, enough so that it would restrict the pool of viable weapons. Our main focus of these changes is and always will be to broaden gameplay options at every level of play. Not all weapons have the potential to sit atop the charts, and that is okay as long as those weapons enable a playstyle or have a niche in which they can thrive. That's our goal. Below, you'll find changes that aim to level the playing field. So they're trying to make more of a universally balanced meta, you could say, basically. So for rifles, the Chimera, the close to mid damage increase, that's an interesting buff because the Chimera was already really good up close. On the M13, the headshot multiplier has been increased. So the M13, we already know this is like a top 2, top 3 TTK rifle. It's going to be even better now. That's a pretty significant buff too there. For battle rifles, the Squall, maximum damage was decreased. So that's its close range damage. Minimum damage increased. So they buffed the long range damage. I don't quite fully understand that. The neck damage multiplier was decreased. Both torso damage multipliers were decreased, and the limb damage multipliers are decreased. So multiplier nerf, close range nerf, long range buff, even though they said they thought it was too good. I'm curious to see the exact numbers when those end up getting data mined. LMGs on the HCR, limb damage multipliers were decreased, but it's still a super low recoil LMG, and if you hit those upper body shots, you're going to be feeling good. The RAL, they increased the headshot multiplier. So that's going to be even better now too, and the RAL was already like the best TTK gun in the game over long range, and it has been since day one. Another interesting change there. For SMGs, MX9, a close to mid damage increase, so obviously where it's the best, it's now going to be even better. Neck multiplier increased and torso multipliers increased. MX9 gets a significant buff, and it was already fantastic. It's just kind of limited to solos with its small magazine size. The mini buck, damage step added at mid to far range, minimum damage decreased, headshot multiplier increased. That's kind of an interesting. They're nerfing it for long range, but making the headshot better, but the mini buck is still a slow TTK close range gun. The MP5 maximum damage range was nerfed. The close to mid damage range was nerfed. So it's already got some decent damage drop-offs that are pretty severe. Those are going to be even more noticeable now. We'll have to see. There's no changes to the ISO, it looks like, but that now really separates the MP5 and the ISO even more, I guess. Vel 46, the MP7 neck multiplier buff, upper torso, lower torso multiplier buff. So Vel 47's even better. That's a nice update because that was already a solid SMG too. The Baz P, maximum damage range increase. It was already good for like sniper support. Neck multiplier buff, and then torso multiplier buff. So the Baz P is going to be feeling even better. Fennec 45, the max damage was increased, so that's its close range damage there. Lastly, we are aware of concerns surrounding the Signal 50 in Warzone. While our data does not suggest the Signal 50 is out of the normal range of performance, its experimental impact for players is equally as important to us. At this time, we do not feel it is necessary to make changes to it, but we're going to monitor that. So essentially, the Signal 50 is probably going to get nerfed because the pros are going to keep using this, and it's dominant in ranked for sure because it's like the only viable sniper. They also made some adjustments to equipment here. For the drill charge, they reduced the damage from drilling when a player is stuck with a drill charge. The recon drone's health bar now updates every time it's accessed. The TAC camera, they removed the audio distortion there. For perks, for adjustments here on Bomb Squad, it'll now protect from death against explosive equipment stuck directly to the player when fully armored in Warzone only. Quick Fix, they added visual cues for attacking someone with active Quick Fix. Entering an objective with Quick Fix equipped will now visually show the health regen active. For audio, further improved audio balance to favor some sounds over others, i.e. airplane audio will be mixed down when using voice chat. Added alert sound for pets when being spotted. Interesting there. I'm really hoping that just changes the footsteps and they weren't specific, but I have my doubts. Audio bug fixes. They fixed an issue where knife pickups would play an incorrect sound, and then also an issue where the out of bounds sound would repeat incorrectly rather. For UI and UX, updated the COD HQ landing page. Adds game mode tiles to the game section of COD HQ, allowing players to jump to a specific row. So interesting. We have a menu update basically now that's changing around the UI. Surprising. Skin carousel in the lobby. Added a carousel that allows players to change the skin of their selected operator while searching for a match. Okay, that's kind of interesting. Combat detail widget. Added a new widget that provides info upon player death, who killed you, what weapon, how many shots. Then also widget will list multiple players and environmental damage. That's the kill cam, I think. Vehicles. We obviously have the MRAP, which is the crazy overpowered like tank thing. I hope that's not going to be too broken. And then also the dirt bike. Pretty standard there. Now we have global bug fixes as well. So this is across all modes and whatnot. Fixed an issue where operator skins and finishing moves would reset on consoles. An issue where some players were not getting awarded black cell items correctly. An issue where the player was unable to obtain battle pass rewards in season 4. An issue where tablet screens may cover part of the screen when activated. An issue where the progression menu UI was being swapped incorrectly. An issue that would occasionally prevent the Reap This 74U blueprint from equipping. An issue where objects could float in the air if dropped on glass that was broken. An issue where a placeholder name was displayed with the Get 30 Headshot Operator Kill Challenge. An issue where the Battle Pass and Double Weapon XP tags were appearing incorrectly. An issue where opening but not using the SAE Killstreak tablet at the end of a match would show the heartbeat sensor in the kill cam. An exploit where players were able to transfer completionist camos to weapons without unlocking them. An issue that could cause some game to display incorrect while using snap layouts on PC. An issue where Xbox player operator skins would reset to default. And an issue that could cause the kill feed widget to function incorrectly. We also have PC and console settings introducing eco mode found in the graphics settings. Off, it's going to be the same behavior as all previous updates. Minimal, frame rate capped at 60 Hz and a slight drop in 30 scene resolution for multiplayer and Warzone lobbies. Full frame rate capped at 30 Hz and a larger drop in 30 scene resolution. Basically just saving power there if you're interested in that. It's obviously going to hurt your competitiveness though with your frames being limited. Spec Ops got a couple of bug fixes here. If you want to read the exact specifics, by all means feel free to do so. In multiplayer, for specific updates here, we obviously have Punta Mar, a 6v6 map that honestly honestly looks really cool. I like the whole vibe going on there. And we've got Strike returning as well, Lounge for gunfight, and Canal for gunfight, which is Vondel at night, basically. We got some new modes, Havoc, we've already talked about this, where all the gameplay parameters are changing. Big Capture the Flag for ground war, and then gunfight variants with various different options here, snipers, armored, so on and so forth. We also have some multiplayer specific bug fixes here for adjustments. They removed weapons dropping too close to players in modes with the team revive active, updated the gunfight weapon table. Players will now have sidearms removed if playing gunfight with specific weapon categories, in snipers only, for instance. Updated the default score limit in grind to 75 points in private matches, and then removed the care package drop time in private matches. For general bug fixes here for multiplayer, they fixed an issue preventing radar always on from working correctly, an issue causing overlapping icons on point A when playing control on Vondel, an issue with the Santacina border crossing where bots would attempt to path to invalid locations, basically, an issue that could prevent health packs from dropping in hardcore, an issue where players would not be able to toggle NVGs, an issue in cyber attack where players could lock up in the view model animation by spamming melee, an issue that allowed players to pick up the prisoner out of bounds in prisoner rescue, an issue in the zone capture modes where the zone would flicker between unoccupied and controlled, an issue in prisoner rescue where the prisoner would T-pose, and then also an issue where explosive bullet kills would not progress the weapon ladder in gun game. Then in MW2 ranked play, we've got these standard updates for ranked. The new weapons are going to be restricted here. We also have some resets. Returning restrictions are still going to be the same as before. However, pretty standard stuff there. We don't need to go through all that. There are some new rewards though, which are pretty cool. Treyarch featured those on their Twitter the other day. I like that. Now, Warzone 2 specific updates. The patch notes detailed in this section apply to the entirety of Warzone, including but not limited to Battle Royale variants and DMZ. UI and UX, they ping priority is now stacked for icons, better visibility for contracts and vehicles. We've got our playlist coming up for this week. We're going to have Battle Royale ranked trios on Al-Mazrah, Al-Mazrah solos and duos, Vondel's duos and trios for Battle Royale again, Resurgence, Vondel quads, Ashika solos, map rotation is going to be duos and trios, Plunder and Lockdown are both going to be live as well, which is nice to see. For modes here, Fort Resurgence, that's coming in season, so is Armored Royale. General here, Play Again matchmaking, players will now see their matchmaking status during the Play Again loading screen. Champions Quest players now need to hold all available elements to progress the timer when locating the next one. Then Battle Royale player count. All squad sizes on Al-Mazrah Battle Royale have had their player counts reduced to 100, down from 150. Why? Ranked will remain at 150 until further notice. Al-Mazrah already plays slower. Why are we reducing the player count? That seems really strange. Is it because the servers can't handle it? Because it's too laggy? I don't know. I'm not really in love with that. I guess I won't be playing much standard Al-Mazrah this season outside of ranked. For gameplay, thus far, we've reintroduced several second chance mechanics, including new ones, albeit scarcely due to concerns of making the game feel claustrophobic and dragging out the climax of the match. In Season 5, we're dialing up these second chance mechanics, Gulag Kit, redeploy, reinforcement flare, and reduce buyback prices, so the players will be able to return to Warzone more often. At the same time, we're reducing the number of players across our core Battle Royale modes, which will prevent the feeling of too chaotic and provide improved matchmaking times, faster pregame lobbies, etc. So that's why they're reducing the player count. I'm curious to see how this is going to work out. New features on Al-Mazrah, Ashika Island, Battle Royale, and Resurgence, the favorite supply box, reinforcement flare, portable redeploy, signal intelligence contract, occupation scan, high stakes, and tab. Pretty much all the stuff that was already available on Vondel there. On Al-Mazrah Battle Royale, the MRAP vehicles here, we already talked about this, same deal with the dirt bike. Buy stations. Locations on Al-Mazrah have been refreshed. The limited stock row now contains new items with the reinforcement flare, the PRO, that's the personal redeployer, PRD, sorry, self-revive kit, and then also the durable gas mask. For Vondel, the Champions Quest is now live there, so you can get the nuke on Vondel, which is interesting. The new blueprint reward, the MP5, looks pretty sick, I won't lie. All maps and all modes adjustments here. Bomb Squad perk will now protect against death from explosives directly stuck. Same deal as before. Buyback price is now 3,000 instead of 4,000. That does not apply to ranked though. And then the personal redeploy, increase the deployment speed, improve the airborne mobility, increase velocity when ascending. The circle timing, the delay time before the first movement of the gas is now 90 seconds, down from 220, so that's gonna be way faster. The close time of how long the gas takes to collapse in the next size is down 215 seconds. So that's interesting as well. It doesn't apply to ranked though. Circle size, decrease the size of the initial circle. Loot, increase the spawn rate of the following items: Gulag tokens, redeploy packs, and reinforcement flares. Vondel Battle Royale and Resurgence on the circle placement. The first circle is now more centered there, which is nice. It won't be on the edge of the map in the water or anything. And then Vandal Resurgence for reinforcement flare improvements. Players now get their reinforcement flare refunded if it fails to deploy. That's nice to see for sure. UI and UX Battle Royale win streak tracker. There's now going to be that, so you can see that better for your Champions quest. Total ammo count shows the ammunition in the backpack and the loadout. Then total squad cash. It'll say, hey, as a squad, you have $16,000, $22,000, $100 because you haven't started looting. I like that. That's back from Warzone 1. That's nice to see. For Warzone Ranked, it's also pretty standard resets here. And then the restrictions are pretty much all the same as well. It's the new stuff that's coming in with this season outside of the weapons, like the vehicles and whatnot, and then some of the new events as well. The skill divisions, you're going to get more placement points now, which is nice to see. So top 40 is more, top 30, top 20, top 10, 5, 3, 2, and winning. You're going to get more SR for all of that. Then the skill setback is happening as well, of course. Then we got some new rewards once more. Those are previewed on Treyarch's Twitter. Basically the same camos there. We also have some Warzone specific bug fixes. Fix a number of issues that may have caused momentary hitching for some players in Battle Royale. That's like the lag and the stability issues. Hopefully that's all resolved. An issue in Battle Royale game modes that prevented the application of lethal skins. An issue in Battle Royale private match that caused some squad details to be incorrect. An issue that caused perk package icons to load with delay. An issue that caused the train sounds to be silent or cut off. An issue that caused the most wanted flag to not appear on the player. An issue that prevented players from joining a private match. That's all the Warzone specific changes. And then we end with DMZ here. They're all under attack. Battle Rage is on. Basically just lore there. Coney is now going to be the main threat there. Gameplay changes. We got the disguise field upgrade, the battle revive, and the self-revive box that acts like an ammo box and whatnot, but it gives you self-revives. There's also the new equipment of the scuba gas mask for underwater stuff. Updates, new missions, and urgents are going to be available in Season 5. Friendly fire. Due to recent developments in Al Mazrah, Shadow Company is now allied with the operators across the exclusion zones. However, friendly fire will not be tolerated, and this group will become hostile if provoked. They improved the clarity on some mission descriptions and adjusted the infill locations across some exclusion zones. Couple of DMZ specific bug fixes here. If you want to read the exact details, feel free to pause the video. And that being said, that's going to wrap things up for the Season 5 patch notes. Some significant changes here that actually seem to be pointing things in the right direction with movement. The meta changes are interesting. It seems like they said they wanted a more diverse meta, but then buffed some guns that were already really good. So I'm curious to see how that's going to play out. But that being said, that's going to wrap things up. If you guys enjoyed, let me know by dropping a like on the video. And if you're new here, be sure to hit that subscribe button on your way out to always guarantee you're up to date with the latest updates, patch notes, meta breakdowns, and everything else going on in COD. But once again, thank you so much for tuning in. And until next time, take it easy. Have an awesome rest of your day. I'll catch you guys later. Peace out.